Hi, well, I haven't made a video in a while, and I think I'm going through a dark night of the soul. Um, you know, to be a YouTuber, a spiritual YouTuber that is here as a light worker to raise the vibration of humanity. I feel like all my videos have to be mega inspirational. I have to get the message across. I have to encourage somebody. I have to make everybody feel good. And when I start to go through it, when I start to go through things, when I start to go through like the dark night of the soul, I notice a thing that is happening with me. Before my awakening, when I would get into that depression and not feel good, I would cut everybody off. My sister, my friends. I just wouldn't talk to anybody, and I would go into hermit mode. And I noticed that same pattern is emerging. Um, Instead, well, I haven't. Yeah, I kind of will hold back off on talking to my friends and stuff. But instead, now that I have this YouTube channel, I noticed that I haven't, I kind of cut off, not cut off, but I haven't been making videos as much, and I haven't even made any for this weekend like I usually, like I was trying to do daily, and then I've been going through stuff, and I've been trying to get out a minimum of 3 a week, and this week, I had that other issue, and now I'm going through, sometimes I go through things and I'm like, I think about Zen Mommy, you know, and I'm like, I kind of I kind of hold Zen Mommy as this. I put Zen Mommy on a pedestal sometimes, and sometimes when I try to hold myself to that pedestal, pressure builds up, and then I crash. And you know, sometimes you go through things, and sometimes you feel unconsolable. That's kind of what the dark night feels like. I've been through a lot of things in my life, and I talk about it on my channel. And I've had people, clients, people I'm coaching, or people tell me that I talk to, friends, that you are so strong. I can't believe you are a survivor. You've been through all of that. I can't believe it. And I'm like, yeah, I am strong. And then something hits me and I don't feel strong at all, you know? And to be completely real, and this is not something I want to mention on camera, but sometimes things get dark. Sometimes when something hits you or you're going through something, it gets dark. You get to the point where, like, I don't want to be here anymore. I'm done with this life. I'm done with this reality. I want to go home. You know, I've had a couple of friends tell me, that at points that they were going through it recently, and they were like, all of a sudden I was having suicidal thoughts. And I've heard that from a few people, and I didn't really get it. Let's see if I can. Is this lighting okay for you guys? I heard that from a few people, and I guess I didn't really get it. And, you know, I need to just keep it real. This what I made this channel for, is to be real. I'm not here to give you a fluff piece, okay? I am here to inspire. I am here to encourage you and raise the vibration of humanity. But today, I've I'm going through it. I've stuck it into a low vibration, and I'm only turning on the camera to raise my vibration right now. And I've had those moments where I thought, gosh, I can see why suicide is an option to opt out. Like I know it's just like sometimes things get hard, you know. Sometimes the darkness enter in, and I went through a moment like a minute ago. Went through a moment where I was sitting there like so upset over something, so upset, and I just thought about all that I'm trying to do to help others, all that I'm trying to do to raise the vibration. How I have a good heart and I'm a good person. Yeah, I keep still, being hurt, being hurt by people, being taken advantage of. And there's a part of me that says like, why not give in to the darkness? There's things that, doing something to someone that hurts you, revenge. Revenge feels good. And I'm only thinking this. I watched the Game of Thrones, and I haven't been watching a lot of TV since my awakening. A lot of that has changed, but I love the Game of Thrones, and I just finished up the last season and a half, and there was a point where Cersei Lannister, um, they dogged her. They did her wrong. They humiliated her. They stripped her of her clothes, uh, naked, all through the community. She's like the queen of her son is the king and her husband was the king. So she was high royalty. And they completely humiliated her. They completely hurt her. And when the time came, they were like, do what we say or violence will ensue. And she was like, I choose violence. Okay? She let the darkness overtake her. She ended up blowing up all of these people. And I bet that felt good to her. And I was thinking, the people that's hurt me, I've only wished them love and light still. I didn't even want to think bad about something going wrong with them. And how some people can hurt you and it doesn't really bother them. They just go on and they just, it seems like they get good opportunities and they're living their life and rubbing it in your face and stuff. And I thought of all of the ways, not all of the ways, but I thought that how I could have been that person, I could have like not still wish the person love and light and happiness that hurt me. I could have, one of the reasons I don't do that is because of karma. But I was starting to think if I'm going to get bad karma anyway, why not let the darkness overtake me? Why not be the good person? Why not, you know what I'm saying? Why not rebel against what I feel like I should do because I'm Zen Mommy, I'm not I'm not saying I'm going to act on these things, but what I'm saying is just I had that moment where I was thinking, why not just let the darkness overtake you? And then I saw I saw like that version of my life for that moment, like, letting the darkness overtake me and no longer being Zen Mommy, but being dark. and that's when I decided to turn on this camera because like I'm going through a rough time right now, and I was just like, I don't have anyone to call, and if I did have someone to call, do I really want to put this on them, how I feel? Do I really want to lower their vibration? Do I really want to be, I'm not trying to be a victim, okay? I'm not trying to be a victim. Maybe it is a victim attitude that I'm having, um, but, some things are very cruel that people do to you, and, even though we think that, we're over it, sometimes we're not. Sometimes it just get housed by the unconscious mind. And, anything that's housed in the unconscious mind wants to come out and play eventually, and it will manifest. And so, sitting here, I wish I could say this was a inspirational piece, but maybe it's not. It's not. I can't even. I'm going through it. Like please know when you don't see me do a video for a while, there's something, if I'm going through it. And, you know, I have a lot of different angles of things coming at me, you know. I have to move still. I'm not really making a lot with Zen Mommy. And I need to find another job, but I have to move and I haven't found a job, or at least a part-time job or something. And you know, I have a lot of fears of, you know, what's going to happen to me, you know, you know what, you know, and I understand this. I'm not being in my present moment. I get that. I get that. You know, I posted on my Snapchat, you know, something about this: don't let the sadness of the past overtake you, or the fears of the future take you away from your present moment. I put it on my Snapchat because I was like, yeah, this is what I need to hear right now. But somehow the sadness is still taking me. The fears are still taking me. And I'm supposed to be the Zen Mommy. And so, like, should I renounce my title? I don't know why I'm shooting this video, but I want to be real about who I am, you know. I don't sit up here and I'm not going to sit here and pretend that my life is perfect, you know. Yes, thank God I overcame a lot of struggles. I've been through some hard ass times in my life. I've had to become a survivor, you know. I had to be strong when I didn't have a choice but to be strong. And I, I don't know, you know, and I'm sure, and this is what I understand. I talking to a few people right now. I think everybody's going through these energies where it feels like everything is falling apart. And Victor Odo mentioned in one of his emails that, you know, everything's gonna seem like, with his ascension energy updates, I believe, everything seems like it's gonna fall apart. It feels like it's falling apart, but a miracle's gonna happen. So, and I told one of my clients that I was talking to who was going through something, and I said that to her. I said everything's gonna feel like it's falling apart, but expect a miracle. And she's expected it, and she got one. And I tell myself, how I could tell her this, and I'm not even believing it myself, right? I mean, I'm not saying I'm not believing it. I do believe in a miracle. I know for every time I'm down and sad, I'm going to be up and happy and feeling great. But sometimes when you're down and you're in that moment, it feels like nothing. Like I'm feeling unconsolable. Like I really feel like I'm not hearing my guidance right now. And my phone is about to shut off because it says the temperature is hot. How is that possible? I'm indoors. Anyways, I'm sorry, this isn't a fluff piece. This is real life, and I needed to get a video in, and hopefully I don't scare you guys away. But I just want you to know that if you're going through it too, I can relate to you. It happens, and I sit here and I'm thinking, like, how do I help a person that's going through this? Like, really, how? Like, when you're feeling this low, what do I say? You know, I have a friend, my shaman friend, he says, you have to remember you're not your emotions. That you have to be able to not be, just be a spectator, just look at your emotions, don't let them affect you. Let me tell you something, easier said than done. And when I figure out how to do this perfectly, I'll definitely share it. But, you know, you have to go through this yourself. You know, you listen to everybody, you follow nobody, you take what resonates with you, and like, and you do have to trust the universe, you know, and trust me, I'm saying these things, it's hard to say these things because I'm going through it. And so I'm going to leave you guys with that piece because it's about to be 15 minutes. And I apologize for my lack in videos lately. I will be going on vacation out of town next week. So, my video game might not be up for the next 2 weeks. But I promise you that after, I'm going to try to get some videos from actually out of town. But I promise you, I'm not giving up on Zen Mommy. Alright, thank you for watching. Peace and love. Namaste.